Netherlands against the USA, last 16 of the World Cup, a first competitive international between these two nations. 4 games away from football's biggest prize. Win 4 games of football and you can lift that World Cup aloft. The two teams have shaken hands. The Netherlands players still in those bright orange tracksuits with the image of the lion, I think, on the back. The USA dazzling in white this evening with a bit of blue trim and a bit of red trim. Really interesting as well, Dion, watching the way that the American squad are all together at all times. And I know they call themselves the Brotherhood, but you feel this real bond and sort of sense of unity and, you know, purpose in the mission.
Yeah, you do, and you know, even the subs and the staff, they're all on the pitch in front of the dugout. They're all in a massive kind of huddle, bunched together, all giving each other high fives. They're clapping, the subs are clapping the 11 as they walk away from them now to have their photograph taken that they do for all the media that are lined up. Very together, very together.
Khalifa International Stadium is the venue. The Netherlands do have experience of playing here. They drew 1-1 against Ecuador. To try and sort of paint the picture for you, I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures on TV. To me, from the outside, it looks slightly like a sort of giant trampoline. It looks like it's got a big springy roof with a hole in the top. From the inside, because of the sort of dynamics and the curvature of the roof, it's got a bit of Amex Stadium about it. But because you're quite a long way from the pitch, there's a bit of London Stadium at West Ham in there as well. There's a bit of San Siro vibes to it as well. It's got those sort of tall, cylindrical, helter-skelter towers on the corners to get yourselves into the stadium, and a replica of that sort of giant red metalwork frame at the San Siro as well. Virgil van Dijk has shaken hands with fellow captain Tyler Adams of Leeds United. Adams goes sprinting into the team huddle. Let's give you the teams very quickly before we get underway with this first last 16 tie. Andries Noppert is the Dutch goalkeeper. Only made his international debut at this tournament. Has played well so far. Back 3, Jurrien Timber, Virgil van Dijk and Nathan Ake of Manchester City. Denzel Dumfries of Inter Milan and Daley Blind winning his 98th cap of the 2 wing-backs. Martin de Roon gets the nod in central midfield ahead of Steven Berghuis and Teun Koopmeiners. He partners the very classy Frenkie de Jong. David Klaassen will play in the number 10 role. Cody Gakpo partners Memphis Depay. USA have Matt Turner in goal. Serginho Dest, Walker Zimmerman returns to the back 4. He plays alongside Fulham's Tim Ream, another Fulham player, Anthony Robinson, supercharged fullback down the left-hand side. MMA, the midfield 3, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, the skipper, and Yunus Musa of Valencia. And it's Jesus Ferreira, the 21-year-old who plays for FC Dallas, makes a first appearance in this World Cup as the centre-forward, with Josh Sargent out injured, Christian Pulisic fit to start, and Timothy Weah on the other flank. For once, I've timed that beautifully. We've counted down. We're ready to go. First time I've ever got that right. Could never have been a music DJ. The ball is back with Jurrien Timber. We are underway. Netherlands against the USA. Last 16 of the World Cup. Noppert with his left footer slightly over the hit the pass out to the left. Daley Blind jumps, can't keep it in play, and Dest gets ready to take a throw for the USA. So Netherlands beat Senegal 2-0 in their first game, drew 1-1 against Ecuador in this stadium, comfortable winners against Qatar. USA started with the 1-1 draw against Wales. We're under a bit of pressure in the second half in that game. 0-0 draw against England, could well have won that game, and in the crucial one beat Iran by a goal to nil. As Dion was saying, sometimes finding the goals, scoring the goals can be the problem for them. They've got early possession of the football. Zimmerman zips a pass up the right-hand side, nicely controlled by Dest, who comes weaving in from the right-hand side, finds Tyler Adams, who wears number 4 for the USA, and he plays the ball back to Tim Ream. They've got a similar look, the 2 American centre-backs, the long hair tied up at the back. The floated ball forward is volleyed away. Anthony Robinson there with a header. Denzel Dumfries makes a rather awkward volleyed clearance with his right foot. Pulisic tries to turn it on to McKennie of Juventus. Clever from McKennie, couldn't quite find the pass to Anthony Robinson. The Netherlands clear, and the USA have the ball again, just inside the Netherlands half. Ream to Zimmerman. Musa gets an early touch of the ball. Serginho Dest in a bit of space wide on the right-hand side, but Zimmerman won't use him. He'll just play a short pass to his left, and Tim Ream comes trotting across the American half. Dest runs into space, nearly loses that to Daley Blind. Reacted quickly enough to play the ball to Timothy Weir. Musa makes a run down the right, bumped into by Frankie de Jong. Both players fall over, no free kick given. Throw in for the USA. The USA have settled nicely, Dion.
Yeah, they have. They're moving the ball really well. I mean, that middle three, I do like that middle three of Adams, Musa and McKennie. If they can take charge of that midfield, they'll have a really good chance of creating some chances.
Dest takes on Blint, gets the cross in with a deflection. That's headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Adams flicks it back into the box. Pulisic surely offside. Noppert makes the save with his leg. Good save as well. Will the flag go up? Ake's kept the ball in play, and it's cleared downfield because Blint can't control it. Well, if he wasn't offside, Andries Noppert has made a vital save early on in the game. He looked offside to me, Dion.
I think he was. Why the official didn't put the flag up there.
Dumfries is hurt. Dumfries and Anthony Robinson have gone for a 50-50 just inside the American half, and Dumfries has taken a real whack on the left thigh, so he's down and in some pain. And Dion can just have another little look here at the Pulisic chance. Ooh,
he's onside, isn't he? He's actually onside. That's a very good call, got to say, by the official. A very good call. Didn't see the defender. I think it was the left back coming out slowly. Pulisic seeing it, stayed onside. That is a huge chance, by the way. 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Well, as you were telling me, Dion, when they get in front in World Cup games, they tend to go on and win them, or at least not lose. If they concede the first goal, they find it very hard to win them, the USA. That is their history in this tournament. Dest chases Van Dijk down to the byline. He's like a pesky little gnat behind Van Dijk. Then Van Dijk swats him away, and the ball goes behind for a goal kick. Noppert's a really interesting story, Dion. So I've done a couple of the Netherlands games. I mean, has only recently come into the squad. For the 9 previous seasons to this one, was barely a regular in first-team football. I think I've made something like 40 first-team appearances over 9 seasons, and here he is, 6'8" of him, a classic Van Gaal sort of left-field pick, making a wonderful save early in the game. USA attacking again. Pulisic dribbling across the face of the box. De Jong is in there to deal with the danger. Plays it up to Memphis Depay. That is a lovely, silky first touch from Depay. Keeps him away from Zimmerman. Challenge comes in from Adams, and the Netherlands win a throw on the left. Netherlands 0, USA 0. That is a really encouraging start to the game, I feel, as well.
Yeah, it is. It's lively by the USA. They like to play the game quickly when they have the ball at their feet. They like to pass it quickly. They like to make good runs. Everything they do is at pace, which is the complete opposite to the way the Netherlands will want to play this game.
Dumfries. Netherlands have been underwhelming so far in this tournament, but as Louis van Gaal pointed out, still unbeaten under him since he took over in 18 games. Said to one journalist, if you're finding it boring, then why don't you write that and head home? Here's Ferreira. Plays it to Weir on the right-hand side. It's back to Dest. This is all USA at the moment. Musa. Little jink from him on the edge of the box. Running down into a little cul-de-sac. The cross does find Timothy Weir via a deflection. Weir is forced out of the penalty area. Dest is tackled by Blint. USA win a throw on the right.
Yeah, you see the little chances like that, Ali, where he's, just inside the box, curvature of the D. If you get a better touch, you've got a chance on goal. Those chances ain't going to come around very often. So if you do get a chance in and around goal, be careful with it. Take care.
Yeah. Anthony Robinson quickly under pressure from Dumfries. Ball down the left touchline. Pulisic can't do anything with it. Tries to control it on the volley with the back heel. It flies off his boot and goes out for a throw into the Netherlands. 5 minutes played. This is BBC Radio 5 live, available always via BBC Sound. So if you're on the move today, if it's a busy Saturday afternoon for you, whatever you're doing, you can listen to the football. Commentary in full here of Netherlands, USA. Argentina, Australia at 7. Both games, pictures available on the BBC this afternoon. And if you want our commentary with those BBC pictures, head to the iPlayer, you click World Cup Extra, and then you can pair the two together. Matt Turner, the American goalkeeper's all in green. White faces to his gloves and red backs. First touch for him, rolls it out to Ream. Ream across to Dest. Possession pretty much entirely belonging to the USA in the early part of this game. Lovely floated pass from Dest to Pulisic. Pulisic suddenly darts infield, looks to use Robinson on the outside, and that's an important challenge from Dumfries. Gets it behind for a corner. Dion Dublin.
Robinson's done that a few times now. He's trying to get forward. He's trying to get round whoever's got the ball in that left wing spot. He's trying to get round them to force a bit of space for Pulisic.
Corner USA. Referee, by the way, is Brazilian Wilton Sampaio. You just heard 3 or 4 blasts on the whistle. He's come over to have a word with the Dutch captain Virgil van Dijk, who strikes such an imposing presence on the edge of that penalty area, although I have to say he's almost dwarfed by the goalkeeper, Noppert, who I think is the tallest player at this tournament. Pulisic's corner in towards the far post. Dumfries not looking at the ball there, just wrestling with Ream, and the ball disappears behind for a goal kick.
Yes, one of my pet hates, defenders that just want to stop the forward getting on the ball. Sometimes it hits you on the back. He didn't even see what was going on there, Denzel Dumfries. In the end, he did enough. We're just getting a replay of that first chance, or should I say the only chance so far. Pulisic is 12 yards out. He's only got the keeper to beat, and the keeper makes a great save. Great save.
If you're 6'8", you've got long legs, and he managed to stick one in the way of the shot. By the way, a little stat for you on Pulisic. USA have won their last 8 games when he has scored, so they could have done with that one creeping in. Hugely important player. Oh, he's made a good run down the left here. McKennie's found him with a long throw. Can he get the cross into Weir? Good ball in. Ake on the twist, heads it away. Might drop to Ferreira, Jesus Ferreira. The layoff's just gone beyond Musa. Tyler Adams quickly sprints back, slides in, makes the challenge. That intensity, again with the USA, ever present.
Yes, listen, it's just good. Robinson again had the ball in his hands. Pulisic just sprinted down the left wing, beyond the fullback.
Yeah, a bit dozy from the Netherlands, and that's the way it's been. They've played in little fits and starts late in the game or early in the game, found their goals and got their wins. But I think they know they've got a battle on their hands here this evening in Doha. Ream's pass, well read and intercepted by Daley Blind. First attacking opportunity for the Netherlands. Their main man, Memphis Depay, at speed. Couple of step-overs, right-footed, splash shot across the face of the box. Adams blocks, heads it away. Pulisic with a second header. That might drop to McKennie, who's got that flash of red, white and blue through his dark hair. Van Dijk is there, bouncing ball, plays it back to his goalkeeper, who's all in light lavender colours in this one. Van Dijk gets it from Frankie de Jong. And Van Dijk just strolling forward inside his own half. Low pass to the right to Dumfries. Back it comes to Timber. Matthias de Ligt is a player who can't get in this team. Started the first game of this World Cup against Senegal, but it's Jurrien Timber of Ajax who's the preferred choice at right-sided centre-back. Receives it from de Jong. Timber sets off on a run down the right-hand side. Pulisic won't let him go. Timber turns back, plays back to de Jong, and the Netherlands come across to Van Dijk.
Yeah, they were.
Football from the Netherlands, 4 or 5 players involved. Depay has released Gakpo. Gakpo running to his right, plays it wide to Dumfries. Here's the cutback. Depay with a wonderful arrowed finish into the bottom corner. Sweeping move through the middle of the pitch. Total football from this Dutch team, and they get themselves ahead. Netherlands 1, USA 0.
That's the best bit of football we've seen, and it's the only time we've seen the Netherlands get in the USA half. Really assured passing to feet and back. We call it up, back and through. Lovely ball from Dumfries on the right-hand side, and Memphis Depay just held his run slightly. Everybody else went sprinting in the box. Memphis Depay slowed down, waited for the pullback, and it was a lovely ball in.
Klaassen to Depay to Gakpo, Gakpo to Dumfries. Exactly as Dion says, Depay in that perfect spot and hits it so sweetly. Matt Turner doesn't have a chance. So the Netherlands there soak up pressure for 10 minutes. What a wonderful move, what a fantastic goal.
It's very Netherlands-like, isn't it? Very assured, very confident, knowing full well that they have the quality. It was, every pass was the right weight. You put the right weight on it so you can bounce it back. You put the right weight on it so you can take a touch. One touch football all the way through. What a goal.
Yeah, that one of the goals of the tournament, I think, in terms of the team play. That was so sweet. You know, if you're just getting into football and you see football played like that, then you will be very excited. Maybe the Netherlands under Louis van Gaal have been going a bit rope-a-dope in the group stages, fooling us all. Suddenly there burst into life. That was stunning. Memphis Depay's first goal of this World Cup. Half an hour he played in the first game, 45 minutes in the second game. Got a start in the third game, but wasn't able to complete it. But that for him is a 43rd goal for his country. He's closing in actually on the record holder Robin van Persie, who's on 50. He's now gone past Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, who was on 42. But that goal, a special one from Memphis Depay. So USA have got a job on their hands. because they are behind. First goal they've conceded from open play in the tournament. Nathan Ake on the ball for the Netherlands. De Roon plays back to the goalkeeper, Noppert. Here's Van Dijk. Van Dijk again, Noppert. Swivels a pass out to the right to Timber. Netherlands just trying to draw those USA front three in towards them. Noppert this time tries to loft a high one out to the right-hand side. It clears Robinson, it clears Dumfries, and that goes out for a throw into the USA.
Yeah, that's how they scored their goal, just waiting for the US, waiting for that press. And as soon as that press comes, they've spread out so much they'll find gaps in between the white shirts, and that's exactly how they scored their goal. They're trying to do the same again.
Robinson to Ream. Across to Zimmerman for the USA. 12.5 minutes played. 5 live sport on BBC Sounds this Saturday afternoon back in the UK. 7 o'clock kickoff this evening. Commentary coming of Argentina against Australia. Netherlands leading USA 1-0 here. There's McKennie. Plays a little ball back to Adams. Netherlands appealing for offside. Play continues. Pulisic's cross into the box. He's flicked over the head of Daley Blind. Weir will get there first for the USA. Looks for Dest. Dest under pressure from De Jong. Netherlands could be dangerous on the counter. Fabulous from Depay. Great ball through to Gakpo. Ream is back there to try and cover him. Gakpo holds it up. Depay just behind him. Depay with the socks rolled down. Stocky legs, chunky calves. Curl pass out to the left to Blind. Here's De Jong. Netherlands really looking smooth in possession of the football.
Just look like they're going through the gears, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, and when they get into the middle third of the pitch, they seem to go into fourth gear, fifth gear, turn up the pace, and they slow it down again.
Yeah.
Everything's at their pace.
Interestingly as well, Dion, and when we get the next break in play, we might just have a little chat about it. A couple of really good link-ups, one for the goal between Depay and Gakpo. That has been a subject of discussion in the Netherlands, actually in the Dutch camp. Memphis Depay quite outspoken about who he likes to play with in this team, and it's not Gakpo, but early stages in this game they've linked brilliantly, haven't they?
Yeah, and it shows. I think Memphis Depay might be changing his tune very soon if he keeps scoring goals.
He said Bergwijn, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. I like to play with Bergwijn, he said, and very openly the manager said, "Well, get yourself home then. Get yourself home.
I'm the boss."
I'm the boss.
Yeah, exactly. Louis van Gaal brooks no argument. He's having a word with the fourth official here. He's looking like a headmaster there in the dark blue suit. Tall man, isn't he, Louis van Gaal? White shirt, bright orange tie, papers in his hand.
Yeah, every time I see him now, I expect him to fall to the floor like he did at the touchline at Old Trafford.
That's right.
Years back.
Exactly. Ball down the right-hand side for Gakpo. I can hear the sort of thunder of sounds like helicopter blades above the stadium here. Tim Ream comes jogging out of his own half. So the USA have conceded early, plenty of time to try and turn it around. I'll keep you in touch with the domestic football scores as well. It seems so weird to be sitting here looking at the BBC Sport website at games going on with us sitting out here covering the World Cup, but we will do that. Obviously, we know that's important. Nathan Ake on the ball for the Netherlands. I think what we'll have to do as well, Dean, is find out at half-time quite how many passes were put together in that move for the opening goal, because there was quite a lot of knocking it around the back before they eventually accelerated and went away with it.
Absolutely. They actually just played through all 3/3 nice and patiently.
Depay chasing a header from Tyler Adams, gives it up immediately because Zimmerman is there first and plays back to his goalkeeper, Matt Turner. Lovely finish as well from Depay. Didn't rush it.
He didn't have to. The ball had pace on it. It was cut back from the byline. It went across penalty spot 12-14 yards out, and he just passed it into the net. 37 goals in his last 54 internationals for the Netherlands. Ball to Anthony Robinson for the USA. They're in the white shirts, white shorts, white socks. They're playing from right to left as we look at it. Just finding it difficult at the moment, the USA, to break down the orange wall. They've gone to a 5 at the back when they're out of possession. Dumfries is dropping it right back, and Daley Blind is obviously going to the left back as well. Yeah. So no gaps, no space at the moment.
Greg Berhalter, to the manager, urging his team on. He sees Robinson charge forward from left back into the box. Can't find the final pass. Couple of players to aim at in the middle. Cleared by Dumfries up towards Depay. Depay takes a touch. Cushions a little pass back to Davy Klaassen. Klaassen to Ake. Netherlands have the ball just outside their penalty area, and they lead the USA by a goal to 0. Timber Up to the halfway line, doesn't see anything on going forward, comes back to Virgil van Dijk. What have you spotted here? Have we got a Mexican wave on the way? Yes, we do. Early on in this game, it's not sort of a usual Dutch game at a major football tournament, this, because then the stadiums are absolutely awash. It looks like a river of orange running all around the stadium. There are big patches of it. Gakpo, now he's got Blint in space on the left if he wants him. He's seen him there. Blint spoons the shot over the bar, and that goes behind for a goal kick. Netherlands 1, USA 0.
Yeah, you can normally look down at the ground there and say, hit a bubble, but the finish was really poor. Gakpo again, so positive, so direct, you know, sprinting at the heart of the USA defence, just seeing Daley Blind at the corner of his eye and just rolling it into his path. He gets the finish all wrong, but they do get players forward very quickly, Netherlands.
In terms of the 3 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon in the EFL, Accrington Stanley 0, Oxford United 0, latest in League One. Crawley Swindon goalless, Hartlepool Stockport goalless, Colchester a 1-up away to Mansfield, and it's already Rochdale 1, Harrogate Town 1 in League 2. Cross in from the right for the USA, and Noppert is able to flop on top of that and grab it for the Netherlands. In the WSL earlier on today, Manchester United thumped Aston Villa by 5-0. Latest scores in the WSL, Arsenal's women 1-0 up on Everton, and Chelsea 2-0 up away to Leicester. One result in the Championship today, Sunderland beat Millwall by 3-0. We go from Sunderland Millwall to Netherlands USA.
Yes, producer George's face there. Wasn't happy, was he, with that result at all, eh? Millwall losing.
Gloom and doom. Little, clever from Gakpo, back heel, nearly got Dumfries away. He's stopped in his tracks, and it comes off him and goes out for a throw-in to the USA. Robinson takes that throw, and back it goes to Tyler Adams. So, as a nation, they've managed to reach the last 16 in their last 3 World Cup appearances, 2010, 2014, and this World Cup. This time, a lot of people, I think, felt ahead of this game, had a really good chance of taking it a step further, but they're a goal behind. Robinson steaming down the left. McKennie's first-time layoff has put a bit too much on that. Robinson won't catch the 1-2, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think at the moment the USA are trying to get it forward too quickly. They need to play another couple of passes just to try and move some of these orange shirts about, create some more space. Pulisic and Ferreira and Weir up top have got to come away off the back 5 to try and move the defence about a little bit. At the moment they're just up against 5 players, and they're not going to get any space at all in behind, because the Netherlands defence has pace as well as power.
Noppert, Dutch goalkeeper, clears with his left foot. Robinson wins the header. Nodded forward towards Gakpo, challenged by Adams. Adams down the line to Pulisic. Pulisic's going to take Timber on in a sprint down the left-hand side. Van Dijk cruises across to read the danger, back to his goalkeeper, up to the halfway line. Zimmerman nods it forward. Pulisic jumps, the ball just clears him. Ake's up to win the next header. Referee's been alerted to an offside. That'll be a free kick for the Netherlands.
How can that be offside? Wasn't it headed by a Netherlands player? Which is a
good question, Deal.
A weird one. The ball came forward. When the ball came forward from the middle of the pitch by Zimmerman, he was offside. Then it was headed by a Netherlands player forward, and then the flag went up. I don't understand that.
I know Dutch fans will know, were it to be a Netherlands-Argentina quarter-final. Oh, hang on, Depay's in behind Tim Reeve. Is he going to hit it? He is, from the angle. And the ball goes screaming across the face of goal and wide. Now, that was ambitious, because he was right-hand side of the penalty area, and Matt Turner had his angles correct, but he's a confident boy.
He is at the moment, because as a forward, when you do score very early in a game, you feel you can score every time the ball's at your feet. I mean, the free kick was in the centre of Netherlands' half, and we know the way that Van Dijk plays the game. He just literally walked up to the ball and pinged it 50 yards over the defender's head. Reams chasing back, Memphis Depay's in. Speculative, but why not?
20 minutes played in the Khalifa International Stadium. First game in the last 16 of this hugely exciting World Cup tournament so far. Netherlands leading USA by 1-0, which means the USA have got to keep attacking, come out of their shell. Dest from right back has real speed about him, as does Robinson on the left, and here they come with purpose and pace. Adams to Pulisic. Pulisic runs into Dumfries. He's knocked over, isn't given the free kick. Dumfries is quicker to his feet. He's got the ball wide on the right. Wants Gakpo to make a run ahead of him. That's well covered there by Zimmerman. Takes one touch, clearance blocked by Gakpo, and it's out for a goal kick to the USA.
Yeah, that's where Pulisic down the left-hand side He's got players in and around him. He's got Robinson getting round him. He's got McKennie helping him out. You cannot afford to lose the ball when everybody's gone by you. No left back there. Lots of space in that left back area. Be secure with the ball.
Zimmerman has just changed positions with Tim Ream for a second, but that's only because of the position they were in from the goal kick. So now Ream just walking with the ball at the moment, left-sided centre-back again. Whipped out to the left to Robinson. Musa stabs the pass back to him. Here's Adams. Adams thought about the early diagonal. McKennie was making the run. Adams decided against it, gets it back again. Rolls a pass forward to Robinson, trying to use that pace of Pulisic. Pulisic up against Timber. Timber to the ball first, under pressure, clears with his right foot, throw in for the USA in an attacking position on the left.
Just that little bit more quality in the final third. That's what the USA need. That ball, that final ball that creates a chance for a teammate has got to be so much better.
Robinson can't get that pass from Musa. Van Dijk is there. First time clearance, sweetly curled down the right. Over the head of Gakpo though. Picked up by Tim Ream, 10 yards inside the Dutch half. Midway through this first half, Netherlands leading through a sumptuous team goal. Wonderful passing move, flowing up the pitch, finished brilliantly by Memphis Depay. Timothy Weir picks up the pace for the USA. McKennie is his option on the right. Here's McKennie, low ball into the edge of the box. Ake throws himself at it to intercept. Clever flick from Depay, back to Klaassen. Klaassen is able to hold off the challenge of Ferreira. Then he gives the ball away to Musa. USA have it again. The point I was about to make about Netherlands-Argentina was, if you know your World Cup football, 1998 quarter-finals, Dennis Bergkamp's late winner, one of the great World Cup goals, ended up in a semi-final defeat for the Netherlands on penalties against Brazil. But as Marcel van der Kram was saying ahead of the game, possibly could be Netherlands-Argentina quarters, possibly then could be Brazil in the semi-finals. That is getting well ahead of themselves though. Plenty of football left in this game. Here's Ream, poor pass, intercepted by Blint. Depay stretches out a leg, controls the ball and sees a lot of space to run into on his left. Netherlands in bright orange, playing from left to right. Ake across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk continues to move the ball to the right to Timber, wide to Dumfries. Dumfries just comes back to Timber again. Timber forward to De Roon, little sideways pass to Klaassen, kills his pass down the right. It's beyond Dumfries, goes out for an American throw.
Yeah, it's just settling down now into a game of football. Both teams trying to play some really good stuff in the middle of the park. USA at the moment down the right-hand side, playing some good stuff, but then refusing to put the ball in the box. Players making their way into the box as well. It's so disappointing when you work so hard to get into crossing positions and you don't cross it, and you've got players in there, and then you lose it.
Stockport County 2-0 up away to Hartlepool. Colchester, I mentioned, 1 up away to Mansfield. Still Rochdale 1, Harrogate 1. No goals elsewhere in the games that have kicked off at 3 o'clock. Netherlands 1, USA 0 here. 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Big day of World Cup football tomorrow as well, of course. World champions France in action at 3 o'clock. Kelly Cates presenting for us live from the stadium for that one. That's also a game available on BBC One and the BBC iPlayer. And then England in action tomorrow night. Last 16 game against Senegal, 7 o'clock kickoff. Mark Chapman presenting from the stadium alongside our team of John Murray, Matt Upson, Rob Green and Micah Richards, all involved with that one tomorrow. Don't miss it. Here's Tyler Adams, scoops a pass to his left. Robinson chests it down after it bounces, challenged by De Roon. He's known as the Bulldog of Bergamo, the Atalanta midfielder. Here's Ream again, gets it from Zimmerman. McKennie makes a run through the middle. Ream just plays a short one forward through the channel to Adams, wide to Robinson, into the feet of Pulisic, who's moved into a central position. So Adams then, that pass was close to Gakpo actually. He didn't stick a leg out to try and block it, and they've come back to their goalkeeper Matt Turner.
Yeah, they're getting so far and then they're kind of running out of ideas, playing some lovely football in the middle of the park. And the Netherlands players are just not getting sucked out of position. They're just really holding their shape really well at the moment.
Yeah, it's going perfectly for them. Soak that pressure up in the first 10 minutes. Matt Turner, loose touch, interested Depay. Turner reacted well, clears it with his right foot. Van Dijk heads it to David Klaassen. Klaassen across to Timber. Timber's under pressure here. Plays back to his goalkeeper Noppert, who strokes the ball clear up to the halfway line. Ream chests it down, fires the pass low to his right to Weir, to Dest. Dest speeds forward, flicks it to his right, looking for McKennie. It bounces back to Dest. He's under pressure from Derone. Derone wins the challenge. Ake's giving it away. Here's Adams for the USA to Weir, back to Adams. Adams across to Robinson. Pulisic right on that left-hand touchline, but Robinson goes for the cross to the right. Oh, McKennie stretched well to get a foot on that. Turned into across that, and Van Dijk heads it away. Blint chests it down in the left-back position. Clears up to Depay. Lays it back to De Jong. De Jong gliding forward. Depay's timed the run beautifully. Gakpo's waiting in the middle. What's Memphis Depay going to come up with here? One-on-one with Zimmerman, trying to work it onto that right foot. Where's a teammate? Maybe he doesn't need them. Heads back to his left foot. Angle's getting tight, twisting and turning. Still eventually the challenge in from Zimmerman, and it goes behind for a Netherlands corner.
Yes, I'm thinking to myself, lovely. You know what, Memphis Depay has been very secure with the ball. When it comes up to him, he'll take a touch and he'll lay it off and he'll go again. He knows he's got the pace and the skill. And you know what he didn't see? He didn't see Weir flying. Not Weir, sorry, it was Gakpo flying down the right-hand side, just out of his periphery. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd have laid him in another chance.
Gakpo's come across to take the corner. What a World Cup he's having. 3 goals already in the tournament. Curls it in from the left-hand side. Van Dijk, now who got the last touch on that? He leaps, and the Netherlands get another corner. Van Dijk and Ake both went for the same ball. Looks like an American defender got his head on it first.
Good area, though. That ball ended up right on the penalty spot, just where you want it to be.
23 years old, Cody Gakpo. Marcel van der Kraan, Dutch journalist, telling us ahead of the game he's certain that Gakpo will be playing his football in the Premier League next season. Seemed to indicate that might be at Manchester United, so watch that space. Corner to be taken by Gakpo, holds both arms in the air. Again, similar delivery with the right foot. This one is headed away by Zimmerman, only as far as De Jong for the Netherlands. He curls across to the far post on free stretches, can't get there, and behind it goes for the goal kick.
Now, you've seen a lot of football, Larry. Have you ever seen a different corner when somebody puts their 2 hands up? I don't know what it means.
I see the signal.
They put their 2 hands up or their 1 hand up, and the ball ends up in the same place all the time.
You tell me, Deal. You tell me. Long clearance downfield from Matt Turner, and the ball goes straight out of play for a throw-in to the Netherlands. So they're in control of this game. At the moment, they are heading through to the quarter-finals. Didn't make the World Cup in Russia 4 years ago. But here they are, leading USA by 1-0. 8 years ago, of course, under Louis van Gaal, made it all the way to the semi-finals and lost to Argentina on penalties. Reed reads that well and intercepts for the USA, but they've given it away, and Dumfries doesn't need a second invitation here. Away he goes, cross again, comes into the edge of the box. McKennie's back there to clear with his left foot. It was almost a carbon copy of the cross that set up the first goal for Depay. Here's Klaassen. Klaassen's ball in, intercepted by Robinson. Robinson plays to his left. Ferreira, I think, was caught with the challenge there. Will win the free kick inside his own half. 15 minutes left in this first half, and Netherlands lead USA by 1-0.
Yeah, done well there, McKennie. He must have had a picture of the Netherlands goal. He got himself into that area where Depay scored the goal, just in case it was pulled back again. It was pulled back into the same area. Maybe that's what they're looking for. Yeah. Don't put it into that corridor of uncertainty. Drop it back into the penalty spot where there's space. McKennie's seen it.
Dion Dublin with us on 5 Live Sport this Saturday afternoon. Also available on BBC Sounds, as is the World Cup Daily Podcast, which will continue to be there for you every day, as it says in the title, during the tournament. So get yourself onto BBC Sounds and subscribe to that. TMS podcast, well worth a listen as well, with the test match well underway in Rawalpindi. Pakistan closing on 499 for 7. So some late wickets for England, giving them some hope. Pakistan still 158 runs behind. Ball-by-ball commentary with the test match special team on Sports Extra. Coverage starts at 4:45 tomorrow morning. Throw-in for the Netherlands here. Dumfries waits to take. Like a basketball player, just sort of casually spins the ball in his right hand. Does it again. Yet to put that left hand on the ball. Now he lofts one in. It's headed by Derone to his right. Robinson's going to let the ball run out of play. Throw in to the USA. So it's the key question now, Dan. We said it before the game. They struggle to score a lot of goals, the USA, and they've got to find at least one at the moment to take this game to extra time.
Yeah, they look incredibly lively. They look very, very fit, organised, but just that quality is, you know, what they're lacking. We all know that they haven't got a proven goal scorer.
Robinson inside his own penalty area, very calm under pressure there. Plays across to Ream. So is Ream, just ducks inside the challenge of Gakpo, beats Depay as well, plays it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman edge of his own penalty area. Musa is able to turn and get his head up here inside his own half. Tyler Adams is there for him on the left-hand side. Weston McKennie's already joined an attacking four here as the USA bring the ball forward. Adams across to Dest, the right back. Dest, 35 yards out in the inside right channel, looking for the run of McKennie. He's got to work hard to get there. He does get there, just keeps the ball in play. Back to goal, and back down the line he plays it to Weir. Weir turns 360 degrees, plays it to Dest on the right. Netherlands just forcing the USA away from their goal at the moment. Back they come into their own half. Reams curling ball down the inside left channel. That is beyond Musa. And Andries Noppert collects that very easily.
Yeah, Noppert's in a really good goalkeeping position, because I can see Virgil van Dijk with both of his arms out. When the US have the ball in the middle of the park, he's making sure that the whole orange five back line just stay high, force them to put it over the top. Keepers there waiting in a very good position.
Dumfries flicks a header forward. Ream is there for the USA, intercepts and plays back to his goalkeeper Matt Turner. Turner back to Ream, Netherlands back off. Ream is able to come trundling forward. Passes to his right to find Zimmerman. McKennie now is in the right back position, so where's Dest gone? Dest is in the midfield, just tucked in a little bit on the right-hand side. It continually revolves. Look at Musa. Musa's over on the left wing at the moment, trying to help Robinson out. Pulisic is central. He comes towards the ball. Zimmerman looks left, and here is Musa. Chests it down. He's got Robinson in support if he needs him. Plays it back to Robinson. Nice dummy from Robinson to full Derone, to Musa. Back to Ream. But at the moment, the USA not hurting the Netherlands here, despite playing some nice football. Ream forward to Dest. We're available on the right. Plays instead to McKennie. McKennie comes back into his own half.
Yeah, they just seem to be missing the runs, or allowing a forward-thinking player to make the run and not giving it to him. There's lots of good runs being made by the USA forward line, but they don't seem to be picking them out.
Adams plays to Ream. Ream up towards the halfway line, the man with the stripe of red, white and blue in his hair. McKennie gets involved. He now drops between his two centre-backs. Netherlands have everyone behind the ball. De Jong is the highest presser at the moment in the middle. McKennie sprays it to the left to Robinson. Robinson's ball into the edge of the box is a good one. Needs a good first touch from Pereira. Tries to find Pulisic. Pass is intercepted. Here's De Jong. De Jong's ball not a good one. Robinson intercepts, but it gets away from him and goes out for a throw-in to the Netherlands. On the right, they lead the USA by 1-0 with 11 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, looking comfortable. Netherlands at the moment, especially when they haven't got the ball, they've been drilled. They've been drilled for these moments. Nice five at the back, three in front, two up top, stay together.
It's that sort of game of chess at the moment, isn't it, Dion? We often talk about that sort of tactical battle.
And what the Netherlands are doing is they're forcing the USA to do something special in order to break them down.
Depay is clattered by Zimmerman. Chested a ball down, thumped to the floor. Netherlands get the free kick just inside their own half, and Depay will take his time to pick himself to his feet. Just having a look to see if any other goals have gone in. Stockport County 2-0 up away to Hartlepool. Colchester still 1 up at Mansfield. Rochdale 1, Harrogate Town 1 in League 2. If I don't mention the games that are underway, then they are goalless. And WSL still the same. Arsenal leading Everton by 1-0. Just about 15 minutes left in that one. And Chelsea 2-0 up at Leicester. Ake to Van Dijk. Van Dijk threads a ball through to Klaassen. Klaassen's first time pass back is intercepted. Now Ferreira's been good at getting in the way of things and intercepting, but he's not been able to make a crucial difference for the USA to get on the end of anything to threaten that Dutch goal. McKennie's gone for a chip pass up in the air. Timber backpedaling, heads it away. Klaassen flicks another header away. Adams lofts it forward. Timber wins the header. Adams chases it back. Offside flag is up, and it remains Netherlands 1, USA 0.
Yes, it's easy at the moment for the Netherlands there. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, I've never seen him sprint anyway. He's that good, he's that cool on the ball that He's marshalling this whole sea of orange in wherever he wants them to go. He's just in total control when they haven't got the ball.
First major tournament for him as well, Dion. Missed the Euros, the last Euros, with a knee injury. Obviously they failed to qualify for the last World Cup. Surprising, 31 years old, given how good a footballer he is, and here he is playing on the biggest stage of all for the first time, determined to make the most of it. Here come the USA, need to find an equaliser. Musa charging forward to the edge of the box, looks for the run of Pulisic, lays it back to Robinson, stands the ball up to the far post. Dest will attack it, Blint heads it away, only as far as McKennie on the right-hand side. That brought a little burst of noise inside the stadium. It's been a slightly subdued atmosphere in the game so far, and as I say, not as much orange as you'd normally see following the Netherlands at a major tournament. We've seen that at a lot of games during this tournament. Here's Musa for the USA, 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Back to Adams. Adams, couple of touches, Klaassen backs off. Adams just walks towards him, plays across to McKennie and back to Ream. Ream with his left foot, nice pass, finds Musa, flicks it infield to Pereira, poor first touch. Musa is able to recover the damage for the USA. Robinson down the line, Pulisic, bit of space to work with here. Timber comes across to challenge him. Pulisic on his left foot drives the cross in, Timber blocks, throwing USA on the left. Deal.
Yeah, needed a bit more skill on that one. Pulisic needed to do something. I mean, Timber's the first time he's had to be dragged out into that right back spot, separate that back three.
Robinson gets ready to take the throw. Ferreira comes towards him, cushions the ball back to him. Ferreira doesn't get enough on that pass. Robinson goes in for a 50-50. Last touch came off a Dutch player, throwing for the USA, taken quickly by Ream. And back it comes to Adams. Adams to Zimmerman, closed down by Depay. It's funny, it's sort of matched my experience of this World Cup so far in terms of the games that I personally have covered, Dion. I've not seen one amazing, cracking sort of 90-minute top tussle end-to-end, but I've seen brilliant moments in games, and that Dutch goal, for example, just a standout moment in the game.
Yeah, and that's the quality of player they have. It's just that they choose when to do it. They'll just, like I say, they go through the gears, and when they play quick, 1 and 2 touch, they do look very good.
Zimmerman, got to be careful here. Blint breathing down his neck. Zimmerman back to Turner. Dest had to stretch, does well actually to get that pass to Zimmerman. This time he takes no chances, crashes it downfield. Van Dijk wins the header. Ball controlled on the thigh by Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams slips a pass to the right. Dest infield to Ferreira. Dest gets it back. 10 yards inside the Dutch half. Pulisic making a little diagonal run across that Dutch midfield. Ferreira involved again. Passes to McKennie. Here's Adams. Adams forward to Musa. Lays it back to Adams on the halfway line. Closed down by Davy Klaassen. Up towards Pulisic. Timber in quickly. That's a foul. Free kick for the USA. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They've had a lot of possession, Dion, haven't they, the USA?
Yeah,
just
they have. No, exactly. No, you're right. It's just, it's okay to keep the ball, but you're not going to get anywhere if it's kind of passing with purpose 1 or 2 times, and then try and pick out one of the runs, because I've seen Pulisic make some great runs as well. Weir, Ferreira.
Here we go, Anthony Robinson down the left. Pulisic takes it off him, comes in field, back to Ream, just inside the Dutch half, wide to Robinson. Robinson floats a hopeful ball onto the chest of McKennie. Cleared only as far as Ream. Ream turns back, plays into his own half. We had the American journalist Grant Wall on ahead of the commentary this afternoon. He was making the point that Gio Reyna doesn't get a start for this American team. Just wondered whether he could play on one of the flanks. Timothy Weir possibly go through the middle. Netherlands still lead 1-0. Dest, that is a good one too. Now here is Weir with real speed down the right-hand side. USA have players in the middle. Can they find Ferreira? Nice turn, ball just gets away from him. Pulisic has support from Anthony Robinson. The pass is just beyond him. USA will keep it. It's not quite the quality on the final ball. Will that go behind for a corner? No, it skids along the touchline, took a deflection, and Noppert is able to grab it.
Story of the half, isn't it? It's just that final set-up pass or that final ball, just to put your teammate in. Pulisic that time overhitting it. Robinson's there, he's on the left side. It's very much a pullback, and it's just overhit again.
Timber to Van Dijk, back to the goalkeeper Noppert. They're very happy, playing it to him at any point, very comfortable with either foot, drills that one away with his left foot. Jerome wins a header, Dest wins the next header. Weir controls that well, he's got Ake right behind him, but he's able to turn and face him and try and beat him. Ake sticks out a left leg, makes the block. Ball stays in play, Blint flicks a header forward, Dest gets his body in the way, keeps it for the USA, edge of the Dutch box, surrounded by orange shirts, still has it, 4 of them around him, and managed to get his pass to Musa wide on the right. The American fans enjoyed that. Late in the first half here, 5 Live Sport and BBC Sounds. Shot from Timothy Weir, which Nopper palms away with 2 hands, comes back to Weir, scuffed cross, and Klassen clears with his left foot.
Yeah, lovely strike from Weir, edge of the box. Corner of the D, just bobbles up at him, about knee height, and he takes it on the half volley about knee height. He aims it down into the ground, and it just rises into the keeper's midriff.
Hit with power, pretty comfortable save for Nopper. Here's Weir again, he has looked dangerous in the last couple of minutes. McKennie down the line to Musa, across to Tyler Adams, middle of the Dutch half. Trailing the Netherlands by a goal to nil in this first last 16 tie at this World Cup 2022. Zimmerman's pass misplaced, out it goes for a throw-in to the Netherlands inside their own half on the left. Great technique, Dion, in striking
really
that
good
ball.
technique. Just see the replay there. It's about knee height as he takes it on the half line. It's really difficult to control that kind of strike, but yeah, keeper does well. It's a nice one for the keeper, has to palm it away. I think the way that the USA get back into this game is down their right-hand side.
Yeah, Weir's looked dangerous down there. Van Dijk clears with his left foot, bouncing ball. Dest kills it stone dead with his first touch, creeps forward, and then lofts a pass across the halfway line to Robinson. Equally good first touch. Tries to release Adams on the left, intercepted by Derone. Musa needs to win that for the USA, does so ahead of Dumfries. Plays it back to Tim Ream inside his own half. And then Zimmerman into the feet of McKennie. Tireless running, effort, application, as always, from the USA. Just haven't been able to find the quality. Did have a really good early chance that, on initial view, I thought might be offside, but Pulisic was onside, and Nopper made a great save with his left leg. Dest bursting forward, still Dest, into the box. Not proper contact on the shot. The Dutch got enough bodies in the way just to put him off his stride and make sure he couldn't get the strike away. Now a counter-attack, Blint with the long diagonal ball. Gakpo trying to use his pace. Ream busting a gut to try and beat him to it. Gakpo, too quick and too strong, gets there first, slides the cross in. Anthony Robinson back to intercept at his near post for the USA.
Great strength from Gakpo, really good strength there, holding off, and just couldn't find his teammate Memphis Depay, who was actually sprinting into that same position where he scored his goal, intercepted this time.
That was breathtaking, end-to-end football, and I wonder if we might just get a little bit more of that in the second half, the more desperate the USA get. Dest nearly got himself into that wonderful shooting position, didn't he? Yeah,
he's driving past 2 or 3 players, and he gets into the box. He just can't get it under his, away from his feet. Gets his feet tangled up.
Jesus Ferreira, the number 9 for the USA, plays back to Weston McKennie, heading towards added time at the end of this first half in the Khalifa International Stadium. Netherlands leading. Memphis Depay's goal in the 10th minute of the game was an absolute beauty. Dumfries to Gakpo. Not much added time at the end of the first half, I think just the 1 minute. Here's Dumfries wide on the right. Tries to play, and the Netherlands don't seem too bothered about trying to get a ball in there. Let's see though, they've taken the throw, gets away from Dumfries. Klassen gets it back to Dumfries. Dumfries low cross in, it's 2-0. Netherlands get a second, it's Daley Blint on his 98th cap for his country. What a moment for him. He goes tearing towards the Dutch bench, throws himself into the arms of his teammates, and the Netherlands in a really strong position to make their way into the quarter-finals. They lead the USA by 2-0.
It's nearly a carbon copy of the first goal. USA defending that corridor of uncertainty in a line on the 6-yard box. He gets pulled back again in exactly the same spot where Memphis Depay scored the first one. Daley Blint's coming in, right foot finish, pace on the cross. All he had to do again is side foot it into the back of the net.
Just having another look at the cutback. Yeah, same ball, same spot, same finish. And the USA now Well, it looks incredibly difficult for them. Didn't even think the Dutch with that throw were hurrying along to try and put the American defence under pressure. We don't even have time to kick off for the second half. Hammer blow for the USA, undone by two incisive right-footed finishes. The first from Memphis Depay, the second from the left wing-back Daley Blind. Celebrations absolutely joyous. Difficult to see the USA, Dion, getting back into it.
Yeah, it is. Huge team talk at half-time for the US. Got to rally the troops, be better in the final third. The Netherlands are in total control when they have the ball, and the quality they have as well. It's going to be even more dangerous for them in the second half.
Well, they have certainly stepped it up a gear from the group stages. Underwhelming in the group stages. The first goal was an absolute masterclass. Dutch football at its best. And the second, as I say, a hammer blow for the USA. Netherlands 2, USA 0.
And that second goal, Dion, came off the back of probably the USA's best 5 or 6 minutes, really.
Yeah, they started to look a little bit more positive. Chappers in that final third, started to run at the back five of the Netherlands. But then you just cannot switch off when the Netherlands have so much quality, especially in the final third. And what they're doing as well, Chappers, with that quality, they're working really hard to get up alongside the pairing of Gakpo and Depay. When they get support, very, very good, very good.
Mario Melchior watching this in Amsterdam as well. Real similarities between the two goals, but actually the number of passes for the first goal was very, very impressive. I mean, Ali said it in commentary, total football.
This was the football that the whole country wants to see. So, yeah, definitely, you know, like, I think, you know, like, if I just highlight the first half, because the game is not won yet. So I repeat myself, the game is not won yet. But one thing I can make clear to you is that the way Holland is playing, they actually outsmarting USA. And I'm going to tell you why. They sit really low. We never sit low. We don't sit. We control the game. We sit deep. Why do we sit deep? The only reason for them to sit deep, because they know Ream and Zimmerman, the pace, the speed the two up front have, like Gakpo and Depay, they only heading towards that. They just want to see how big can they create that space behind them so they can run into it. If you look at the goals, how they come, it's like, okay, maybe the second one is not as much, but the first one, they broke right through it and they hit them on the break and they scored the goal. That's exactly how Van Gaal sees his football. Let me surprise them.
And actually, we did see an example, a really good example of that just before the second goal, where Gakpo must have made 5, 6, 7 yards up on Ream, and then not only used his pace but used his physicality, Mario, to knock him off the ball.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me the reason why Berhardt makes Ream play is because he's comfortable on the ball. You understand? Like the way when he has the ball, he has that comfort, he sees things, but he must know. He's also, not because he's the oldest one on the team, but he must know his space of every individual. And he knows behind them, that's where Robinson normally plays to, you know, to help things out. We have similarities with Blind, but clearly Blind is maybe, you know, in the way Holland plays, because they let him run in that pocket with Ake behind him, and De Jong supports him. It makes it look different, and Depay is hanging towards the left. Why is Depay hanging towards the left? Because Des is playing there. He's the one that's very creative and can be very dangerous for the US.
Good finish by Blind, considering it was his weaker foot. When you're a fullback or a wing-back, Mario, and it comes across on your weaker foot.
If you play your whole life for Ajax, one key thing you learn is learn to use both. And if you can't, let me tell you, you have a big problem if you can't, because I got hammered in the beginning when I couldn't. And I was like, what, 16, 17 years old? They were laughing at me. I have practiced my whole holiday just to get my left foot back in shape. And then I was the one talking and making my debut.
Wish I'd have been at Ajax.
Yeah.
Dion and Mario for the moment. Thank you very much, Mario Melchior in Amsterdam, Dion Dublin in the stadium. The first of the last 16 games. And the Dutch lead the Americans by 2-0. Now, there are media reports in Brazil this afternoon saying that Pelé is now receiving end-of-life treatment in hospital. He's 82. He was diagnosed with colon cancer in September of last year. He was diagnosed with a respiratory infection earlier this week. Our South American football expert Tim Vickery is with us. What are the latest reports from what you're hearing, Tim? Anything more than the information I've given?
Well, he was readmitted to the hospital in Sao Paulo on Wednesday. The news that we've had today that the chemotherapy is no longer working. As a result, he's on palliative end-of-life care. I have to stress that at this moment, that is not official. This is not coming from the hospital. It's coming from a heavyweight newspaper in Sao Paulo, the Folha de Sao Paulo, but it's not yet official information. Although I can tell you I came away from a Brazilian TV studio just over an hour ago, and they are on standby. So we are at a stage now where we are expecting the worst, but we still don't have official information.
And in that expectation of the worst, there are so many messages around, aren't there, Tim?
There are, from Mbappe, which is because he's a player who's being compared to Pelé at the moment, asking the world to pray for him. Rodrigo, the latest prodigy who came out of Santos, just like Neymar, the club where Pelé made himself so famous. I think there's a realisation that all of us who make a living from this, even people in such insignificant capacity as ourselves, chappers, we're all dwarves standing on the shoulders of giants, and there's no bigger giant than Pelé.
Tim, for the moment, thank you very much. Tim will be back with us here on 5 Live after 6 o'clock this evening. We'll talk more about Pelé then, and we'll also build up to the second game in the last 16, which is Argentina against Australia. Now, during the first half of the Netherlands against the USA, the Tingle Creek took place at Sandown. Here are the closing stages with John Hunt.
Second last in the Tingle Creek, Granatine and Edwardstone. It's Edwardstone's first run of the season. Granatine's race fitness on his side, but Edwardstone is clearing away from Granatine in really impressive style. The final fence, Edwardstone, the Arkle Chase winner from last year at the Cheltenham Festival. What a sensational comeback for him. Edwardstone is coming well clear of Granatine. Shishkin a distant third. Edwardstone wins the Tingle Creek. The world now looks at his feet. Great display to beat last year's winner Granatine. Shishkin only third on his comeback.
Well, that was a champion performance, John.
Looked it, Mark, yeah, looked it. 9 lengths clear, Edwardstone at the line from Granatine, last year's impressive winner. Shishkin is now going to step up in distance after that run. That's probably his last run over 2 miles. He was a laboured third this afternoon, but it was all about Edwardstone. Brilliant winner at Cheltenham of the Arkle Chase, trained by Alan King. And Alan, when he spoke to 5 Live Sport afterwards, was quite overcome with emotion, really. This meant a great deal to him.
Very special moment. The Tingle Creek's a race I've loved all my life. Been second in it a few times, and to come and win it's been terrific, you know.
And you've won it now, and he looked like a champion. I mean, that's got to be the destination now, hasn't it? In March, the Champion Chase.
Oh, I think so. We went back from there, you know, and so quite how we get that route, I haven't. Well, it's a nice problem to have. I mean, I was thinking we might go Desert Orchid at Christmas with him, but I don't know. We'll see now. We've got to get home and regroup and have a think. Game spirit would probably come into it. So I was desperate to run him at Cheltenham, but I couldn't. And lovely. I mean, great for Andrew. I mean, it's beautiful ground out there today. I really, I've not seen that we've won. I mean, I walked it today, and that's the best ground I've walked all autumn.
Tremendous. Well, enjoy the rest of the
I will
sprint,
indeed.
Anna.
Thank you. Thank you.
John Bond was also an impressive winner here at Sandown today. He's now clear favourite for the Arkle Chase. And away at Aintree, Mark, Noble Yates, last year's Grand National winner, surely looks more a Gold Cup horse this year. He ran away to victory in this afternoon's Many Clouds Chase.
Thank you very much, John. 5 to 4, you're listening to 5 Live. Here's the latest news.
Take the World Cup with you. Qatar 2022.
On BBC Sounds, this is BBC Radio 5 Live.
With the headlines, I'm Carl Hartley. One of Brazil's leading newspapers says football legend Pelé is being given end-of-life care in hospital in Sao Paulo. The 82-year-old three-time World Cup winner had surgery for bowel cancer in September and was readmitted to hospital earlier this week. It's been reported he's stopped responding to chemotherapy treatment. Doctors have declined to comment. Dozens of child migrants from Albania taken in by Kent County Council have gone missing. A children's rights charity says it's very concerning. The council are working with police and the Home Office to find them. The Kremlin says Russia will not accept a cap on prices on its oil by Ukraine's Western allies. The $60 a barrel cap was agreed yesterday to put pressure on Russia for the war in Ukraine. A Russian oligarch has been arrested at his home in London on a number of charges. The 58-year-old will be questioned about allegations of money laundering, conspiracy to defraud the Home Office and conspiracy to commit perjury. A man employed at the house was also arrested after being seen leaving the property with a bag of cash. And the former government minister Conor Burns is to be readmitted to the Tory party after being cleared of misconduct. He was sacked as Trade Minister while allegations of inappropriate behaviour at a Conservative Party conference were investigated.
The best live sport.
The FIFA World Cup, Qatar 2022.
Coverage of every game on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
The stage is left to Marcus Rashford with the free kick. Oh, what a free kick! And that was special!
On Sunday evening at 7, Senegal v England.
We're going to go again, and it's knockout football now, so this is where it becomes a lot tougher.
Take the World Cup with you.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
BBC 5 Live.
The FIFA World Cup, Qatar 2022 with Mark Chapman.
Second half of Netherlands-USA on the way shortly. Netherlands lead by 2-0. Plenty of other football that's been going on today in the EFL. Sunderland beat Millwall by 3-0 at the Stadium of Light, moves them to just within 1 point of the playoffs. In League One, Derby 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. MK Dons 1, Burton 1. Shrewsbury 2, Lincoln 0. A late penalty from Connor Wickham gave Forest Green Rovers a 2-1 win over Cambridge. All of those are full-time. Accrington, Stanley and Oxford is at half-time, and that is goalless. In League 2 earlier, AFC Wimbledon 1, Grimsby 0. Gillingham 0, Salford 3. The leaders Leyton Orient have extended the gap at the top of the table. They beat Bradford 3-0. Carlisle and Sutton drew 1-1. At half-time in the other games, Crawley 0, Swindon 0. Hartlepool 0, Stockport 2. Mansfield 1, Colchester 1, Northampton 0, Tranmere 0, and Rochdale 1, Harrogate 1. In the Women's Super League earlier, Manchester United beat Aston Villa by 5-0. Arsenal have beaten Everton 1-0. Half-time at Leicester, and Chelsea are 5-0 up in that game. In the Scottish Championship this afternoon, half-time, Arbroath 0, Morton 1, Ayr 1, Wraith 0, Cove 1, Partick 0, Inverness 0, Dundee 1, Queen's Park 4, Hamilton 0. That's all at half-time. In League 1, Clyde 0, Edinburgh 1, Dunfermline 0, Queen of the South 1, Falkirk 1, Edrionians 0. Goalless between Kelty Hearts and Peterhead, and Montrose and Alloa. They're all half-times as well, as are the League 2 scores. Bonnyrigg Rose 1, Dumbarton 0, East Fife 1, Annan 1, Elgin 2, Stenhouse Muir 1, Forfar 1, Albion Rovers 0, Stranraer 2, Stirling Albion 1. In the National League, these are all results. Barnet 2, Wealdstone 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Torquay 1, Eastleigh 1, Boreham Wood 0, FC Halifax 1, Chesterfield 0, Gateshead 0, Aldershot 2, Maidenhead 1, Dorking 1, Scunthorpe 1, Notts County 4, Solihull Moors 2, Oldham 1, Southend 2, Altrincham 2, Woking 3, Maidstone 1, and York 1, Wrexham 1. Mario Melchiot, can the Dutch just shut up shop in the second half now?
Yeah, I think they're going to do that, I see Bergwijn warming up and Cope Miners. Those are kind of guys like a Bergwijn. Okay, he's more an attacking one. But if he brings on Cope Miners, has to be a reason that he wants to shut it down in the middle of the park. And I think maybe he takes off Memphis Depay. Never concede, because that's not a good moment. The only way for US to come back in this game is if they bring that energy level that they normally brought, but I don't see that happening. So it might be a game, the same thing, Holland allows them to play, but can they play? That's the question what they put at.
Mario, for the moment, thank you very much. Don't think I've ever done Scottish League 2 half-times, National League full-times, and then gone back to a World Cup game. Strange times, Alan.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. So changes abound actually at half-time here. Gio Reyna, we were talking about him for the USA. Claudio Reyna's lad. Obviously, he's made his own name for himself in the professional game. Currently plays at Borussia Dortmund. His father played in 3 World Cups. He's been chucked into the action because the USA have got to try and find a couple of goals from somewhere. And Teun Koopmeiners and Steven Bergwijn both on, as Mario Melchiot was suggesting. Martin de Roon has come off in central midfield. I'm just looking, Dion, to see who the other player who came off was for the Netherlands. Klaassen, David Klaassen. So Gakpo drops into the number 10. And that's interesting, actually, because we were talking in the first half about Memphis Depay saying he wants to play with Bergwijn. He sort of got his wish here. Bergwijn up front now with Depay. Gakpo drops into the number 10, and Klaassen is the one to make way.
Yeah, we'll find out, won't we, Ali? We'll find out if it works or not.
We will. They're 2-0 up, the Netherlands. Goalkeeper Noppert comes a long way, punches the ball not far. Depay clears with his right foot. Bergwijn chases, won't get there. And so the USA have it in their own half. They're all in white. White shirts, white shorts, white socks, red and blue trim everywhere, as you'd expect. Their warm-up outfits, real psychedelic affairs. It looked like white shirts that had tins of red and blue paint just thrown at them at random. Netherlands all in orange. They've got Noppert in goal, Timber, Van Dijk, Ake the back 3. Koopmeiners plays alongside Frenkie de Jong in central midfield now. He's replaced Martin de Roon. Dumfries and Blind to the 2 wing-backs. Gakpo drops into the number 10 role with Bergwijn coming on for Davy Klaassen. And so you've got Depay and Bergwijn up front. And the USA have Matt Turner in goal, Dest, Zimmerman, Ream and Robinson. Their back 4. McKennie, Adams and Musa, the midfield 3, and that is McKennie winning a flick on here, but it goes straight through to Noppert. And then Weir and Pulisic either side of Gio Reyna. So it's Jesus Ferreira, the 21-year-old centre-forward, who's been taken off for the USA. I've also forgot to start my stopwatch in this second half, so I'm going to wait for a convenient moment to do that. Here come the Netherlands then, leading by 2-0 at the moment, comfortably heading through for a place in the quarterfinals at this World Cup to face the winners of Argentina against Australia. We've got full commentary on that one. Vicky Sparks and Pat Nevin live here from Doha this evening with full commentary of that second last 16 tie. Tim Ream clears the ball high in the air, volleyed forward by Timber. Gakpo is there, jumps, heads it to his right, but it goes straight out of play. Koopmeiners can't control that, and so the Netherlands lead by 2-0.
Yeah, it's how it ended, to be honest with you. Total control first couple of minutes by Netherlands.
On the counter, this is 2-on-2 all of a sudden. Netherlands coming forward, Depay onto his right foot, pokes it to Bergwijn, just beyond Bergwijn, but he keeps it in play down by the byline on the right. Gakpo's deep, Blind with a flick. Look at Blind again in there. Playing like Johan Cruyff this evening. Daley Blind with a goal to his name, attacking again there, went for a little backheel flick, couldn't find Depay. McKennie really strong running forward, releases Timothy Weir. Ake won't catch him here. Weir down the right, and Ake gets back in the end, makes the block, and it goes behind for an American corner.
Yeah, good work. Nathan Ake there, he was outpaced, but he ran at the right angle in order to stop Weir getting the ball in. Lovely defending, that is. If you can stop the ball at source, stop it before it gets into the box. Really good defending.
Well, what I'm going to do is try and start the stopwatch on 50 minutes when I see it on the big scoreboard, and then just got to add 5 minutes to my own stopwatch as we go. I'm bound to forget to do that. Pulisic gets ready to take the corner. Can the USA get a goal back early in the second half? Ball in, McKennie heads it down. Here we go. No, cleared off the line. Gakpo stabs it away. Was it Ream or was it Zimmerman trying to get on the end of that in the middle? McKennie with another header, floated up in the air, and Noppert makes the catch.
Yeah, I think
Ream.
It was Ream, yes, it was at the far post. I think it's flicked on. Let's have a look at the replay here. Gets headed down. Oh, he just couldn't get it under control. He hit his knee on the 6-yard box and fell away from him rather than at his feet and cleared off the line.
Bounced in front of Tim Ream, and he just didn't get the sort of proper contact he wanted, just to stab it towards goal. Gakpo was there. That's brilliant silky skills from Depay. Little ball into the feet of Gakpo, who goes running away from Musa. USA going to be so vulnerable to the counter-attack in this second half. Already trailing by 2-0. Dumfries to Koopmeiners. Back to Dumfries on the right-hand side, who got himself a couple of goals at Euro 2020. Here he is, cross comes in. Depay's shot blocked on the line by Matt Turner. Dest clears it away with his right foot. Very nearly a third for the Netherlands.
Just good football down the right-hand side again. Just putting the ball into a dangerous area. This time not pulling it back, putting it straight across the 6-yard line. Good save. Keeper there really put under some pressure. Watch that cross again. Memphis Depay. Oh no, it wasn't. I think it might have been Zimmerman.
Yeah.
That nudges it towards his own keeper. Turner does well, really well.
Well, if Netherlands get the next goal in this game, I think we know what that means. They'll be going through to the quarterfinals. You can't see the USA coming back from that. I know we've had some strange things happen in this World Cup, but the Netherlands in total control. If the USA can get a goal, then you never know. They have conceded one in this tournament, the Netherlands. It was in this stadium. It was Senegal who scored it. McKennie's left-footed pass intercepted by Gakpo. Clever pass through the legs to find De Jong. USA have won it back. McKennie has got Pulisic making the run through the middle. Timothy Weir possibly available to the right. Slides that pass to Weir. Weir has to sprint hard to keep it in by the byline. Back it goes to Dest, right on the corner of the area. Dest decides to drive one with his left foot. That will go out for a throw.
Comes in off the right, onto his left foot, looking for that top corner, but he just found the corner of the pitch.
Just a stadium experience to report half-time. It's really interesting, Dion. So I went out into the sort of concourses at half-time, and you know, I would say in inverted commas a normal football game, so say a Premier League afternoon.
Yeah.
There's a noise and there's a buzz and there's discussion, whatever. There wasn't that here. You know, despite we've just seen the Netherlands score one in particular great goal. I expected more of a sort of buzz out there, and I think it does sort of show you kind of that these aren't necessarily sort of die-hard Dutch fans, American fans who have been able to make it to this World Cup. There was also such an enormous queue for the men's toilets. They've not got enough toilets that I wasn't actually able to go. So
no, you didn't go?
No, I couldn't. So
move away from me, please. Move away from me.
Don't worry, I think I'll be able to hang on for the second half. 5 Live Sport on BBC Sounds. Netherlands 2, USA 0. All down to the USA to try and force this game. Can they do it with this man? They call him Captain America. Pulisic, shot straight at Noppert. Comfortable save.
Good work from Pulisic on the left-hand side. Nice little turn. He just sets it out of his feet, 25 yards out on the angle. Doesn't really catch it. It's more of a side foot from way out. You can't, or you shouldn't beat a keeper from that distance with a side foot.
Noppert clears. Ream gives it a big shout, heads it forward. Van Dijk heads it to his right. Dumfries up towards Bergwijn, volleys a pass back to Koopmeiners, flicks it forward on the volley with his left foot. Ream goes racing across to cover it, then plays a rather injudicious ball high across his own penalty area. Adams flicks it away. Here's Anthony Robinson looking for Musa. Koopmeiners in to try and win a couple of tackles for the Netherlands. That's brilliant from Musa, sliding to keep the ball in play, then gets the move going for the USA. McKennie looking to use the pace here of Gio Reyna. First proper touch for him in the game, the substitute. Coming in wide on the left, up against Timber. Right-footed ball, back to McKennie. Hits the shot over the bar and behind for a goal kick. Better from the USA.
Yeah, much better. Reyna really committing there. Looks like he was going to do a bit of a step over, but he doesn't. Just finds McKennie on the edge of the box. Doesn't quite get that one right. Hits it over the bar, but McKennie there in the right place at the right time. They're getting into good areas, you know.
They're
getting into good areas.
They do. Didn't score a ton of goals in qualification, actually. So 14 games, managed 21, but 7 of those came against the weakest team, Honduras. So it's definitely a feature of their play, the USA. Here's Dest inside his own half, across to Zimmerman. Plays back to the goalkeeper, Matt Turner, beaten by Depay and Blint so far to give the Netherlands their 2-0 lead. You wonder where the possible shock results could come in the last 16. Argentina, Australia, 7 o'clock tonight. I can't see it there. I really can't see it, but let's see what Australia can do. France, Poland tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Pictures also available via BBC One. World Cup extra option on the iPlayer for our commentary with the BBC Pictures. England, Senegal. Could be a testing one for England. That's nice from Gakpo into Bergwijn. Bergwijn looking for Gakpo again on the right. Robinson had the awareness to get back and cover it for the USA. He's going to take a risk inside his own penalty area. Beats Bergwijn, plays it to Pulisic on the left. Pulisic turns and rolls the ball towards Rayner. Musa is there to help out. A couple of orange shirts in the way. Looks for Rayner again. Van Dijk's got it covered and plays back to his goalkeeper, Noppert.
Yeah, he does that really well, doesn't he, Van Dijk? We've seen him do it so many times in the Premier League. Just gets in the right place at the right time, and any loose ball.
Bergwijn used his body well, I thought, there in a challenge with Tim Ream, but he's been done for a barge on Ream, and that's going to be a free kick for the USA.
He just got himself in a position where Ream couldn't backtrack. Ball was longer than Ream thought it was going to be, and it went over his head. I don't think that was a foul at all.
No. Netherlands 2, USA 0. Diagonal ball looking for Timothy Weir. Ake on the stretch, heads it away. Here's Timber. Timber with Pulisic right behind him. Spins, clears with his right foot. Clearance only bobbles to the feet of Anthony Robinson. Plays infield to Tyler Adams, midway inside the Dutch half. Robinson looking for the run of McKennie. There he is, Van Dijk. Got it covered, just holds off McKennie. Nothing doing there, and behind it goes for the goal kick.
Yeah, nice straight arm there from Virgil van Dijk, in total control.
If it's Netherlands-Argentina in the quarterfinals, you've got a bit of Messi up against Virgil van Dijk.
Interesting. That'll be interesting, wouldn't it? Nice little match-up.
Lovely. England-Senegal in full on 5 Live here tomorrow. Mark Chapman will present that from the stadium. John Murray with the commentary. Matt Upson, Rob Green and Micah Richards part of the team. Highlights on BBC One at 10:40 tomorrow night. Chris Sutton, Robbie Savage will be there for you on 6:06 after the game as well to take your call. 6 minutes gone. Second half here, no, add 5. 11 minutes gone. Second half here. Bergwijn under pressure, does well to hold on to that ball. Plays back to De Jong, who sits deep for the Netherlands in that sort of quarterback role and just directs operations. Wide to Blind. Blind infield to Koopmeiners. On the left is Depay. And here Koopmeiners screaming for the pass. He got himself in space on the left, but it's with De Jong. De Jong just lobs a pass out to his right. Timber controls under no pressure. De Jong is there available for him again. Finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk just short pass up the middle. Here's Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners running forward, 10 yards inside the American half. Cross to Ake. Ake to Blint. Blint closed down by Dest. Back to Ake again. Controls it with his right foot, passes it with his left. Van Dijk sweeps a low ball out to Timber on the right. Pulling the American team from side to side at the moment. Gakpo to Dumfries. Back to Timber.
Yeah, Koopmeiners and De Jong really they're just shuffling about the middle of the pitch. It's getting it, they're giving it back to the fullback, they're playing it forward, they're getting it again. Total control in there.
Total control, lots of passes being put together, and I was about to say it was that kind of thing that led to the first goal, and then as they went looking for Depay down the left, the ball got away from him. I don't know how much longer we'll see Depay out there actually, Dean, because if he's still working his way back to full fitness, I mean, coming into this tournament, he hadn't played since mid-September for Barcelona. The game's not necessarily won yet, but I think they've got to be careful with him.
They have got to be careful. I think possibly looking to get that next goal and then just drag him off and rest him, I would imagine, because even at 2 it's still not done and dusted.
Got the likes of Wout Weghorst on that bench, Vincent Janssen as well, who's played in this tournament, dribbling from Pulisic, caught by Van Dijk. Free kick for the USA. Too far out for a shot, you'd say, a good 40 yards out. They've also got a 23-year-old from Club Brugge called Noah Lang, who said ahead of this tournament, I make Belgian football hot. People come to stadiums for guys like me. So he's got a bit about him, Dale.
Yes, he seems to be very shy, unassuming.
13 minutes gone. Second half. Netherlands 2, USA 0. Free kick, and because it's too far out for a shot, because of where it is, Dale, and this is quite a tricky ball to play, isn't it? Quite often we'll say you'll hit this ball too straight and it's too easy for the defenders to deal with.
Yeah, centre of the pitch, 30-40 yards out maybe. And yeah, you've got to choose the right kind of ball and the right kind of run. It's got to be kind of perfect really to score directly off this.
Let's see if they can do it. Pulisic, eyes flicking furtively left and right, floats that into the box. Van Dijk leaps majestically to head it away, nodded down by Ream. Dest is there, just outside the penalty area on the right, kicks a little leg out as a dummy, plays it back to Weir. Tyler Adams has time to curl in the cross. Van Dijk there again, no getting past him yet this evening. Robinson heads it beyond Depay. McKennie makes the supporting run. McKennie, little ball in field to Pulisic. That's a bad tackle on Pulisic. Way too quick for the challenge, and that is a first yellow card in the game for Koopmeiners.
Yeah, it was. Pulisic just waits for him to come. About 10 yards away from the box, and he just moves, shifts the ball across Cope Miners and follows it. Cope Miners is about 2 seconds late.
He was, wasn't he? Now this is a better position for the free kick because this is level with the right-hand corner of the Dutch penalty area as they defend it. You can get some nice angle and whip on this possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white American shirts about to make the runs from the edge of the box, and Musa hangs deep for that one that's possibly headed clear for the strike if it comes to him, although he's just slowly making his way to join the melee in the middle. Pulisic with his right foot, in it goes, headed straight down into the ground by Gakpo. He didn't know too much about it. De Jong clears, cushioned header from Bergwijn, looking for the 1-2 with Depay. Gakpo onto it, great run being made by Dumfries on the left. They've gone right instead to Bergwijn. Dumfries is still up in the attack and Bergwijn's lost it. And the USA should be able to bring it away, although they've got in a bit of a tangle and Bergwijn's won it back. And here's Gakpo, lovely first touch with his left foot, looking for a 4th goal in this World Cup. Shot hits the body there of Zimmerman. Oh, Depay, what a save! Tipped over the bar by goalkeeper Matt Turner. I thought that was heading for the top corner.
Yeah, me too. Memphis Depay just 22 yards out centre of the pitch. Just no backlift whatsoever. He just sort of pings it and it's heading for the top corner. The keeper just tips it over. An easy one for the keeper.
Yeah, slightly straighter than I thought possibly going over, but Turner wasn't going to take the risk. Corner for the Netherlands, leading the USA by 2-0. Chelsea's women now 6-0 up, I can see, away to Leicester in the WSL this afternoon. Corner's been taken short. Cross comes in from the right. McKennie nods it down. De Jong reacts quickest, lobs the ball into the box. Turner spilled it. Under pressure from Van Dijk, the goalkeeper gets the decision. That was going to be a free kick. It is a free kick. Arsenal's women have beaten Everton's women by 1-0. That is a full-time score in the WSL. In League One, Accrington Stanley and Oxford, according to the BBC Sport website in front of me, is still goalless, as is Crawley Swindon League 2. Stockport 2-0 up at Hartlepool. Mansfield 1, Colchester 1, Northampton 0, Tranmere 0. Nopper runs to the edge of his area and collects the ball for the Netherlands. And Harrogate Town now 2-1 up away to Rochdale in the second half of that game in League 2. Blint back to Ake. 3rd goal for his country tonight in his 98th cap. Doesn't score many, but that is a great stage, a great time to do it. And you can see it meant an awful lot to him. Tyler Adams lost it on the halfway line. Depay in for a 50-50. Ball falls for him. Depay gets the pass away to Dumfries. Dumfries brings it forward, lines himself up for the shot. Now, was he caught by Robinson? Both players are down. Robinson's hurt, Dumfries is hurt, and the referee is allowing play to continue. Pulisic on the spin, just inside his own half. Whisks the ball out to Timothy Weir on the right-hand side. Both of those players back on their feet. Weir with a little trick, edge of the box, low left-footed shot. Van Dijk gets his body in the way. This game is now opening up. Gakpo plays it up to Depay, able to make the touch and turn, running at the American defenders. Robinson makes a block as Depay runs into him, and McKennie is able to bring it forward for the USA.
Yeah, it's a good chance for the USA, mate. Really good chance, Bridge.
Here's Pulisic. Dumfries comes chasing back. Pulisic almost waited for him to make the challenge there. Netherlands able to get the ball away. They still lead the USA by 2-0. Down the left-hand side it comes. Here's Reina. Reina to Musa. Musa, under pressure from Cope Miners, just sprints to his left, lays it off to Reina. Adams, back into his own half. Ream to fellow centre-back Zimmerman. Forward to Timothy Weir. Back to Zimmerman, again inside his own half. 2 Dutch forwards in that half, putting the pressure on, but they've managed to bypass that and have the USA. And Anthony Robinson has a bit of space on the left. Plays infield to Musa. Cross it comes towards Dest, doesn't quite get there. Daley Blind had enough to run and head the ball out for an American throw.
I like that Gakpo can just drop into that little midfield area, and he's got the skill and the knowledge of the game to make things happen from there, leaving Bergwijn and Memphis Depay up top. It's nice to watch, isn't he, Gakpo? He's a nice player to watch.
Yeah.
Lovely player.
Yeah, he's a lovely mover, isn't he, Dion? Real talent. First Dutch player ever to score in his first 3 World Cup games, which, considering the players they've had, is some achievement. USA getting ready to make a double change. They've got to now. Forward-thinking players. Leeds United's Brendan Aronson getting ready to come on, and Haji Wright as well, centre forward who plays his club football in Turkey, who started the 0-0 draw against England, will win only his 7th cap when he gets onto the field. But we have an American player down with injury at the moment, and is it Pulisic over there, flat on his... No, beg your pardon, it's Robinson, isn't it? Who was actually involved in the clash in the penalty area a little bit earlier on, picked himself up, and is now receiving a little bit of treatment. So, time for the manager, Greg Berhalter, to have a word. They've got 25 minutes, Dion, to try and get back into this game. I mean, first 10 minutes, a lot of pressure on the Netherlands. Netherlands scored that wonderful goal. They've been in control ever since, haven't they?
They have been in control, total control, but I just think you need the energy levels. I know the players will be very tired, very leggy, they're playing a lot of football. However, USA need to do what they are good at, which is running around, making it uncomfortable for the Netherlands players, especially at the back. The back five have had time to turn and pass it. A bit more energy from the USA side, and I do believe they can get in this game.
Still waiting to make the double change. Anthony Robinson of Fulham is still receiving the treatment. 7:20 local time. It's 10 o'clock local time tonight, the second game. 7 o'clock your time back in the UK. That is Argentina against Australia. 2 substitutes make their way to the edge of the pitch here. And England back in World Cup action tomorrow night. Big one, last 16. England against Senegal. Winners of that one will play the winners of France against Poland on Monday. Our 3 o'clock commentary is Japan against Croatia. Japan with their 2 wonderful wins, actually in this stadium, beating both Germany and Spain to get themselves through. Peter Schmeichel will be on the commentary team for that one. Brazil back in action on Monday. Will we see Neymar in that one for any period of time? Brazil against South Korea. Tuesday, Morocco against Spain and Portugal against Switzerland. And then, remarkably, a couple of days break in the tournament finally, and the quarter-finals will start on Friday. If England get through to the quarter-finals, their game will be Saturday at 7 o'clock. Changes have been made. Throw-in's been taken by the USA. Musa tries a little flick on the edge of the Dutch box. De Jong has very nearly lost it there to Aronson, and the Dutch hurriedly clear the ball out. Koopmeiners is there, and it goes out for a throw-in to the USA, which clearly the urgency is on. They take quickly. Blint, good challenge on Dest. Gakpo lets the ball run across his body, striding forward inside his own half. Pass out to the left for Bergwijn to chase, covered by Zimmerman, and knocks the ball out for the throw. So Haji Wright and Brendan Aronson have come on. Timothy Weir and Weston McKennie, the 2 players to come off for the USA. And they have got a quarter of this game left to try and get back into it. 5 Live Sport on BBC Sounds, coverage of every match here at this World Cup. Haji Wright plays it to Aronson. 2 subs combined. Aronson beaten by Timber, has to foul Timber. Free kick for the Netherlands in the centre circle.
Good strength from Timber there. Aronson trying a little leg over, just gets nudged off the ball. And he fouls. Timber trying to get it back, but a little bit more energy, a little bit more pace now. A few fresh legs on for the USA as well, might make a difference.
Free kick Netherlands. Referee Wilton Sampao wants them to get on with it. Cruising at the moment, leading by 2-0. And heading for the quarter-finals. Van Dijk to Koopmeiners, wide to Timber, into the feet of Gakpo. Gakpo, his pass hits Adams, comes back. Gakpo controls it, finds Bergwijn. Gakpo runs beyond him. Nice skills. Tackled on the edge of the box by Ream. Ball is lofted down the right-hand side. Bergwijn with his back to goal has got Anthony Robinson right behind him. Runs away from him, running across the American half. Nice little ball fed into the feet of De Jong. Wide to Dumfries. Cross comes in. Depay was waiting. Cleared by Zimmerman. Robinson chests it down. The ball bounces up. He clears with his left foot, and that will be throw-in for the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's the first time I think a cross from Dumfries on the right-hand side has found the USA shirt. He's normally found a teammate. His crossing's been good on the right-hand side, Dumfries.
Van Dijk plays it back to the goalkeeper Noppert, who's off balance as he clears with his left foot, slips, picks himself up. It's a long way down from that height. Adams flicks it forward. Blint lofts one forward for the Netherlands, beyond Depay. Here's Robinson. Pass blocked by Koopmeiners, who's doing a really good defensive job for the Netherlands in this second half. Dumfries is going to try and use his pace to get away down the right. Away from Aronson, Robinson has got pace too, slides in strongly, tackles him, and the ball is going to go out for a corner to the Netherlands. They lead USA by 2-0.
Yeah, he looks shattered. Robinson, I've got to say, the left back, Dumfries, has made run after run after run. He's been tracking him, he's been tracking De Jong in there as well, finding himself forward on that right-hand side. He's had a really hard job today, Robinson.
A little bit more of a sort of football-like atmosphere inside the stadium here. Netherlands fans, patches of them in the bright orange shirts, up on their feet, banging the drums, singing the songs. Corner into the box, headed over the bar. Van Dijk, good contact on it, slaps his hands together in frustration and heads back towards his own half. Goal kick for the USA.
Yeah, they seem to be getting in the same position, Ake and Van Dijk, and getting in each other's way on that occasion there.
Goal kick taken short to Dest. Dest quickly closed down by Blint, right on the edge of the American penalty area. Back to Turner, Matt Turner of Arsenal. Gets it away with his right foot. Adams wins the battle with Blint, plays it back to Dest. Blint goes sliding in, nearly got that off Dest. Dest is going to try and run past Gakpo. That was risky, he's lost it. Gakpo bringing it forward for the Netherlands. Dest can't quite stop him, he can only slow him. Back to Koopmeiners with his left foot. Turner makes the save. Oh, brilliant second save from the Depay diving header. Wouldn't have counted, it was offside. Play continues. Depay long downfield towards Haji Wright. Guess who's there, reading it all, mopping it up, dealing with all the problems. Virgil van Dijk wins the header.
Yeah, positional play is very good, Virgil van Dijk. And what he does as well, I like, when the ball does come to him, he finds a teammate with a header or a volley or a pass, never just hooks it away.
Ball up to the edge of the box, layoff from Dumfries, poke through to Depay, Turner off his line quickly, good goalkeeping again.
The interplay at the moment, they're enjoying this now, the Netherlands. Game's wide open.
Yeah, game is wide open. That might be offside for Haji Wright. Yes, it is. Rayner found him and he couldn't get away. Never won the World Cup, people will know that, of course. Runners-up in 1974, beaten by West Germany in that final when they were strong favourites, I think having already beaten West Germany in the tournament. Then lost the final to Argentina in 1978, where Mario Kempes scored a couple for the hosts, and of course lost the final to Spain in 2010. So always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Louis van Gaal feels they could go all the way this year. You think as well, Dion, the Depay diving header, had it not been saved, might have counted.
Yeah, I think it would have counted. Doesn't matter, but yet get your chances, put them in the back of the net. I don't think we'll be on for much longer though, Depay. I think he'll be off soon.
That's a good point. 27 minutes played in the second half. Netherlands 2, USA 0. One major tournament win under their belt. European Championships 1988, and we saw Ruud Gullit, didn't we, Dion, on the way in?
The legend, Mr. Gullit.
Yeah. Looks well, yeah. Big beaming smile. What a player he was in the national shirt. Big part he played in that team as well. Tyler Adams to his left finds Robinson for the USA. Looking very difficult for them now. There's so much running in this game. Still got to try and unlock this Dutch defence a couple of times. Musa's inside his own half. Chased by Frankie de Jong with the ball at his feet. Across to Dest. Dest is closed down by Blint. Musa makes the supporting run on the outside. Down the line it goes. That's nice from Wright to Rayner. Rayner up against Van Dijk. Beats Van Dijk. Edge of the area. Hits it with his left foot miles wide. Goal kick for the Netherlands.
I'm not quite sure if that was a push or Rayner's on the floor, edge of the box. He's holding his head as well. I mean, the strike was awful. I've got to get it right. The strike was awful. I'm not sure if there was a bit of contact there with him.
Yeah.
His head. Have a look at this. There's a bit of a push actually from Van Dijk. Just pushes him over.
Yeah, and he's off balance, hits the shot, and then bangs his head on the floor as he falls. Oxford United have scored now away to Accrington Stanley in League One, so they lead by 1-0. Stockport have got a couple more away to Hartlepool in League Two. It's going to be a big win for them. 4-0 up away to Hartlepool. Harrogate Town have a third away to Rochdale, winning by 3-1. Remains Mansfield 1, Colchester 1. Other games 3 o'clock kickoffs still goalless. De Jong, casual flick inside his own half. Found Depay, poor ball back. This is the chance. Haji Wright's taken it wide, hits the shot, blocked on the line. Angle got too tight for the young centre forward. Gifted it by Memphis Depay, couldn't finish it off.
15 yards out, slightly on the angle. He's got to take it first time. He has to take it first time. He's got a good opportunity to slide it at the keeper's feet, and he takes his touch, takes him too wide. The angle is so acute.
Just over 15 minutes to play. Another change coming for the USA. DeAndre Yedlin, former Tottenham, Sunderland, Newcastle man, will come on at right back for Serginho Dest. That's one of the things, actually, must make the point about this American squad. Yedlin is the only one in it coming into the tournament with previous World Cup experience. They are, if not one of the youngest, possibly the youngest squad here. It bodes very well. Depay's flick again, casual with possession inside his own half. Yedlin plays it to his right. Pulisic inside the box. Cross comes in, flicked and heads in. They've got one back, the USA. I'm not quite sure who got the final touch or how it actually made its way in there, but they don't care. The ball from Pulisic on the right got a touch. It ballooned up in the air. Noppert is a giant goalkeeper. He could do nothing about it. Watched it sail over his head, and all of a sudden we've got a game on our hands. 15 minutes to play. USA back in it. Netherlands 2, USA 1.
What a time to score. I think it could be right. I'm not sure, you know, because Pulisic goes down the right, he flashes it across the box. Yeah, I think it's right. Right gets across the first defender, which is Virgil van Dijk. He flicks it. I don't know how he makes it. Loft into the far post, but he won't care. It loops over the giant keeper into the far post.
Listen, if he meant that intentionally, Bergkamp would be proud of that sort of finish.
Centre forwards union, he meant it.
No, come on, Dale. Honestly, that is the most remarkable finish because his back's to goal. Pulisic's fired the cross in low, and he's not looking. He's on the angle, and the ball just sort of lobs up off his right foot. But it's the perfect connection to get over the goalkeeper. Clearance attempted off the line, then it came off the post and went in. I really hope it doesn't go down as an own goal. Hadji Wright had the great chances before that. I think that's Wright's goal, and that's the only way the ball could have got into the net from there. But is it going to change everything? And Hadji Wright could be in again. Hadji Wright, Noppert comes sliding out edge of the box. He's out of position. Reina can't control the ball. This game has suddenly come to life. We've got 13 minutes left to play. Netherlands 2, USA 1. Well.
Yeah, game stretched now. And the USA, their tails are up. They fancy this. They really do.
It's going to be open though. USA have left spaces at the back. Brendan Aronson's down hurt. Netherlands coming forward. Depay looking for the run. Bergwijn goes for the flick. He stabbed it wide. That is a goal kick for the USA. Netherlands 2, USA 1. I mean, the final round of group games of this World Cup were ridiculous for drama, and I honestly thought this one was just melting away and Netherlands cruising into the quarterfinals. And here we are, 2-1. And Hadji Wright, had that been a better ball to him, Dion, he's one-on-one with Noppert.
And you know the keeper was in a very, very good position. Noppert there, anticipating that.
Van Dijk with the header cleared. Depay with the flick. Tim Ream intercepts. Hadji Wright given the goal inside the stadium. A truly remarkable finish. Pulisic, edge of the box, dribbles the shot into the arms of Andries Noppert. The Americans have got the bit between their teeth. 13 minutes plus added time to play, and the Netherlands are wobbling ever so slightly.
Yes, just slightly, but I believe it's just the energy levels of the USA side have gone up a notch as well.
Yeah.
Getting more players forward into good areas.
Tyler Adams ups towards Pulisic. Goes without saying, of course, knockout football if the USA can level it. And we're level after 90 minutes. On to extra time we go. Possible penalty shootouts. I'm sure we'll get some of that drama in the last 16 over the next few days. Argentina, Australia in full on its way tonight. Xavi Simons, I think, PSV player, just 19 years old, getting ready to come on into what's turned into a little bit of a cauldron now, because the game is on the line. USA seem to be picking up all those second balls now all of a sudden. Here's Yedlin from right back. Musa says leave it to me, takes over. Now Reina looks up, hits the pass across field. Robinson in good position, nice first touch. Cross comes in, Timber volleys it behind. USA have a corner. Netherlands 2, USA 1. Do not go anywhere. 5 Live Sport and BBC Sounds, we could have late drama.
Noise levels have gone up as well.
big time.
USA's the shout.
That is the shout, indeed. Corner for them. 2-0 down at half-time, conceding a goal right at the end of the first half. Christian Pulisic looks puffed, taking deep breaths, face wreathed in sweat, getting ready to take this corner. Can they find the equaliser? Pulisic curls it in deep onto the far post. Noppert stretches miles above everyone else and makes a very comfortable catch.
Yeah, that's what you want your keeper to do when you're under a little bit of pressure. Controls just switch to the USA for now. Come and catch it.
Blint's ball down the middle, chested down by Bergwijn to Depay. Box, white shirts surrounded. Depay lays it off to De Jong. Back out to the left to Blind. Blind's going to get that cross in. That's good delivery. Far post, Dumfries. That'll be that for the Netherlands. They were in trouble for a few minutes there, but they've gone down the other end, got themselves a third goal. Denzel Dumfries with the left foot volley, and the Netherlands lead the USA by 3-1.
Great ball in. You always know that Daley Blind will give you quality from the left-hand side. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. He pings it into the far post, and Dumfries is just waiting. It's a nice, simple corner of the 6-yard box volley. Looking at the replay again, it's just rolled to Daley Blind. He sets himself, crosses it in a lovely area. They just cannot pick him up at the far post. Robinson, the left-sided defender, he's gone in too deep in behind Ream and left a massive space at that far post.
Right, 10 minutes left. USA need 2 goals again. Worked ever so hard to get back in the game. Left themselves open there. Had to, kind of, because they were chasing the game. Deadly from Dumfries at the far post. And Netherlands, once again, 2-goal cushion, heading for the quarter-finals to play the winners of tonight's commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. That is Argentina against Australia. Rather more comfortable position for young Xavi Simons to come on the field. Memphis Depay finally gets a break, so 10 minutes off for him. We'll see him again in the quarter-finals, I'd imagine, unless the USA can find something very dramatic. Depay off, Simons on to win his first cap for his country at this World Cup. So looking forward to seeing a little bit of him. Pulisic double step over, takes on Koopmeiners, plays it to the left to Robinson. Back it comes to the halfway line. They've got to dig deep and try and do it all again. They won't give up. They have an incredible spirit, this American team. And Zimmerman's on the ball for them, the right-sided centre-back. Plays it across to Gio Reyna. Back to Zimmerman. Diagonal ball, Robinson in a bit of space. Netherlands happy to sit off, can't control it. Tired attempt, that throw in Netherlands.
Yeah, I did say Robinson. He's tired physically, tired mentally. He switched off. Dumfries switched off with that touch there. Legs have slightly gone. When the mind goes tired, the legs go tired too.
Dion Dublin with us on 5 Live Sport and BBC Sounds. Netherlands 3, USA 1. Dumfries with the killer goal as Zimmerman clears with his left foot. Ball's loose on the halfway line, chested down by Gio Reyna. Reyna turns, gets away from Gakpo, tries to haul him back. Free kick for the USA. Frankie de Jong is shoved over. Tempers flare up for just a second. Gakpo then blocks the taking of the quick free kick. He should back off because he could easily actually have got a yellow card for the challenge. It was quite a cynical drag back on Pulisic. Chelsea's women have a 7th goal away to Leicester. Here's Ake intercepting inside his own penalty area. Blind plays the ball out. First touch for the 19-year-old Simons. Tries to find a pass across the halfway line to Gakpo. Intercepted. Aronson forward to Reyna. Aronson offers support on the right-hand side. Takes on Simons. Little pass to Reyna. 1-2. Can't get it back to Reyna again. Ake blocks it with his knee. Ake then clears with his left foot up to the halfway line. Header down from Zimmerman. Simons knocked over by Yedlin. Free kick for the Netherlands just inside their own half. Harrogate Town 4-1 up at Rochdale in League 2.
Yeah, that's the fear, isn't it? That's the fear that you go chasing the game and leave yourself open at the back. A lot of pace up front as well for the Netherlands.
Here's Van Dijk. Just had a little scare there, didn't they? So Wright scored in the 76th minute. And Dumfries' goal came in the 81st. Five minutes there, and one through ball to Hadji Wright that was slightly overhit, that could have given him a golden opportunity with a one-on-one, and those are the fine lines. Noppert came out, was able to clear, and then minutes later, Netherlands get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, and that's what they work on the training pitch as well. Noppert being in the right position just in case those balls are fed through. Did his job, the keeper, did his job.
So Louis van Gaal, having been in charge of the team in 2014 as well, taking them to the semi-finals. Wright's trying to get through again. Van Dijk with the interception. Clears it behind for a corner. His only defeat in what will be 11 World Cup games now has been on penalties against Argentina in the semi-final. So don't bet against Louis van Gaal, and what a story that would be if he takes the Netherlands to their first ever World Cup win. Corner deep from Pulisic to the far post. Ream jumps, heads it down. Zimmerman with the overhead kick is wide.
That was quite entertaining to watch. Zimmerman trying to flick it up about 2 yards away from the penalty spot and do an overhead kick. I'm gonna say it's probably the ugliest overhead kick I've ever seen in history.
Dumfries just had a problem there, but he's back on his feet. Crawley have scored late in League Two. Still about 10 minutes to go there. Crawley 1, Swindon 0. Hartlepool 0, Stockport 4. Mansfield 1, Colchester 1. Northampton and Tranmere still goalless. Harrogate Town 4-1 up at Rochdale. Netherlands 3, USA 1 here. And we've got 4 minutes plus added time remaining. Robinson up to win the header. Nodded forward. Bergwijn takes it on his chest, brings it down, starts running at tired American defenders down that inside right channel. Ream eventually gets there to close off the cross. Bergwijn just holds on to it wide on the right-hand side. Here's Dumfries. Gakpo wins a tackle, finds Bergwijn. Gakpo goes tumbling, no free kick. Aronson brings it away. That's a cynical foul from Frenkie de Jong, and he will get a yellow card. Bringing Aronson down, he was trying to get the counter-attack going for the USA. They still pick themselves up and take the free kick quickly.
You know what? I think Frenkie de Jong taking that yellow card is cynical, yes it is, but I think they were on the attack, the USA, so it's not a bad yellow to take. It's a sacrifice you make for your team.
Unless he picks up another one, potentially in a quarter-final, they win it and can't play in a semi-final, but, you know, you do these things in the heat of the moment. Reina plays the ball back to Tyler Adams. USA need 2 goals here. 2 goals in no time at all, really. Edge of the Dutch box. Strength from Hadji Wright, the centre forward. Lays it off to Tyler Adams. Robinson wants it wide on the left. Played into the feet of Gio Reyna. Dribbling into that Dutch penalty area. Runs into a wall of orange. Simons brings the ball away at real pace. Support from Bergwijn on the left-hand side. 2 Dutch attackers, 4 American defenders back there. Here's Bergwijn. Gakpo slowly getting forward as well. Back to de Jong. De Jong calmly plays the ball to his left-hand side. So 2 goals for the USA with 2 minutes plus added time remaining. Looks like Netherlands are going to win this first last 16 tie. Another late change coming for the USA. Jordan Morris of the Seattle Sounders waiting to get on the field. Timbers ball up towards Simons. Now Simons' pass has gone astray. His right to Musa. Musa to Reina, about 40 yards from the Dutch goal. Yedlin makes the run on the outside, looking for a ball into the edge of the box. Can't find Wright. Reina wins the tackle. Wright has it, plays it to Musa, back to Yedlin. Yedlin just approaching the corner of that Dutch area. Rolls it down the right. Musa's cross in, headed away by Ake. Yedlin, clever volleyed pass with his right foot, finds Tyler Adams. Anthony Robinson trying to make space for himself on the left-hand side, but the USA go right again. Here's Musa. Musa onto his left foot, edge of the box. Ball back with Reina, surrounded by Dutch defenders. Dumfries just sticks a leg out, clears the ball, up in the air it goes, and Adams miscues the header slightly. Goes to the right. Yedlin is able to scurry back down that touchline and keep the ball in play, and we're ticking over into the 90th minute of the game. Pulisic looking for the 1-2 with Wright. Dutch deal with it. Here they come on the counter. Are they going to get a 4th right at the end of this game? They're leading the USA by 3-1. Bergwijn is there, clever pass through 2 defenders. Simons back heel to Bergwijn, trying to get onto that right foot, still Bergwijn, comes back to the 19-year-old, Simons gives it back to Bergwijn, dummies the shot, goes outside, Robinson sticks with him, makes the challenge, and the flag is up anyway.
Yeah, Simons and Bergwijn just overplaying there in the box. They can set it out wide on your right foot and just put your laces through it, trying to play intricate 1-2s and maybe a little bit leggy. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on them.
It's going to remain just 1 win in 8 knockout matches at World Cups for the USA. The last 16 win over Mexico by 2-0 back in 2002. The manager, Greg Berhalter, played in that game. Was hoping his team here today was going to be able to add to that historic win and take his team through to the quarterfinals. We're going to have 6 minutes of added time at the end of the game, so 6 minutes left for the USA to find 2 goals.
It's going to be tough, isn't it? There's like a wall of orange now.
Yeah.
9 orange shirts behind the ball.
Adams diagonal. Yedlin wins the header. Noppert thought about coming for that. Ake deals with it. Just lofts it in the air with his left foot. Zimmerman wins the challenge. Falls to Adams. But you're right, dear. You look to your right and all you just see is blanket orange in front of the penalty area. And they're just saying, well, look, you're going to have to play through us. And that's going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah, we'll do something very, very special to score.
Robinson, deep across from the left-hand side. Yedlin will try and attack it. Ake heads it away again. Ake chases his own header out to the touchline. Barged by Yedlin. Free kick for the Netherlands. Frustration from the American right-back. Time ticking away for the USA.
Yeah, I didn't understand that challenge from Yedlin there. He was just about to clear it, Ake, and he just literally just barged him to the floor. Could have been dangerous, that.
Yeah. Argentina against Australia, full commentary from 7 tonight. Build up to England's last 16 game against Senegal. Starts with the breakfast programme tomorrow. Rick Edwards back on duty from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning UK time. Anthony Robinson is off, getting high fives from all the coaching team and his fellow teammates. Free kick for the Netherlands in their left back position. Louis van Gaal responding to accusations of boring football after the 2-0 win over Qatar. Be interesting to see what he has to say after this game. They are through. They will be through to the quarterfinals. Potential match-up with Messi in Argentina. Musa's ball over the top. Pulisic's going to keep trying for the USA. Drag back from him. Corner of the area. Van Dijk trying to muscle him off it. Great cross from Musa. Ake there again. He's won some good headers late in this game. Gakpo's going to chase it down the left. Zimmerman's trying to block him off. Gakpo got a touch. Finds Simons. Simons, though, his pass intercepted by Tyler Adams.
Yeah, Gakpo there, just trying to start another break, but rush defence from the USA side. Zimmerman making sure he didn't get beyond him. Probably the last challenge, this probably the last chance for them.
7 o'clock tomorrow morning, beg your pardon, for breakfast. Build up from 7 tomorrow, Sunday morning, with the breakfast show. Here's Musa on the right. There's the cutback. Very nearly found Rayner on the edge of the box. Got to credit them, Dion. They've kept coming, got themselves back into the game. Third goal obviously killed them, but they've had a good World Cup, the USA.
Yeah, they have. They've looked good, and like you said, there's a lot of youth in that side, a lot of youth in the squad. They'll be looking to the future. Another substitution here. Ake off.
De Ligt is coming on, and big Wout Weghorst is going to get the last few minutes as well. Former Burnley man. Beg your pardon, still a Burnley man, isn't he? On loan at Besiktas at the moment. So deep in added time. Got about 2 minutes of that left. Ake gets a high five and a hug from his manager. Gakpo as well gets a little word in the ear. 71-year-old talking to 23-year-old. What a player Gakpo's been for him at this tournament. Don't forget, I was going to say, that young team that Van Gaal took to Champions League success, full of young stars back in 1995 with Ajax. Crossing from Rayner, stretching effort from Morris at the near post. Koopmeijer's clearance is blocked. Header across the box from Rayner. Musa drives the shot. Van Dijk gets his body in the way for the Netherlands. Late pressure from the USA, trailing by 3-1. Tyler Adams with it on the right-hand side. Zimmerman searching past, looking for Aronson. Dummies the cross with his right foot. He's going to try and beat Blint again. Blint sticks a leg out, gets it to the ball while he's on the floor, sweeps a foot at it and clears it out for a throw into the USA.
As well there, Blint really has to watch the ball. Aronson doing all the skills, the leg overs, and Blint doesn't nudge, doesn't move anywhere. Kept his eye on the ball.
Depay, Blint, Dumfries, the goal scorers for the Netherlands. So both full-backs on the score sheet, leading 3-1. Rayner's cross into the far post. Right jumps, get a header on it, but the ball goes straight up in the air. Yedlin is there, plays it back to Musa. Just over a minute to play here. Netherlands have booked their place in the quarterfinals at this World Cup. They will face the winners of tonight's commentary from 7 o'clock. Argentina against Australia. Game also on BBC One this evening. This ball might drop to Rayner. Tries a backheeled volley forward. Headed away by Coat Miners. Play to the left-hand side by Ream. That cross is going to come in low. Volleyed away this time by Timber. Ream will chase it. Wout Weghorst is on the march, catches Ream, who goes crashing into a microphone on the side of the pitch. Gets the ball back to goalkeeper Matt Turner, launches it long down the right-hand side. Blint wins the header. Now there could be the chance for a fourth goal here. This is 3-on-3. Simon's running diagonally from left to right, but he's stopped. And played the ball back towards the centre circle. Koopmeiners now up towards Bergwijn. On the turn, can't control it, gets away from him, and goes out for a throw into the USA in the right-back position.
Yeah, it's all done, I think. The referee's going to blow any second now. The USA have given it a go, you know. They've given it a proper go, a really good go.
Yeah, knew they would. Crucially conceded the first goal. That made it difficult for them. Let the second one in just before half-time. Got themselves back in it with a remarkable finish from Haji Wright in the 76th minute, and it's the Dumfries left-foot volley that has finished the game off. Free kick for the Netherlands. This the last knockings. Referee looks at his watch, says, come on, let's get on with it. Virgil van Dijk says, I want my goalkeeper to come 50 yards up the field here to take this free kick for us. And so Nopper, dragging himself forward here, is going to take the free kick. Points to the corner flag away to the left-hand side. That's aimed at Weghorst. He wins the header, heads it into the box. It bounces into the arms of Matt Turner. And that it is. The Netherlands are through to the quarterfinals of this World Cup. They are the first team through to the last 8. They will now face the winners of Argentina against Australia this evening. Louis van Gaal, the manager, says they are good enough to win it. They got the job done. Starman Memphis Depay with the early goal. Daley Blind getting the second just before half-time. As Dion Dublin's been saying, the USA kept coming, eventually got one back through Haji Wright, and for 5 minutes or so there it was in the balance, but Dumfries' late volley finished it off, and the better team won, didn't they, Dion?
Yeah, they did, yeah. The better footballing side won the end.